Kickstart your road to better health with the Hard Work Works fitness app.
The Hard Work Works fitness app works for all ability levels. Full gym, no problem. What's included? You get over 200 workout plans available for every situation from a full gym to no equipment at all. You also get a nutrition guide to keep you on track. All this for only $10 a month.
There's a special offer for Gear Freaks listeners, so don't be stupid. Use promo code STUPID.
That ain't stupid. And get your first month free.
The Hard Work Works fitness app. Decide, commit, succeed, and join the hustle today.
Boom.
You're about as infirm as Windsor Castle. That's the character Isobel from Downton Abbey. I'm Justin, jersey number 14.
Corey, jersey number 72. I have no idea that was even a thing.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day. There was a word in there I've also never heard in 33 years on this planet. So, vocabulary enhanced here on the Gear Freaks pod, which is awesome. We don't just talk gear. We learn you something, kids. And we've got a super fun episode today, as we typically do. We've got Gear Madness. We've got women's hockey. But first, pal, I want to talk about your new hat you've got.
Right? This one came with quickness. I ordered it like last weekend. So the orange. Look, man, it's one of the colors of the show. It's orange.
It is.
And when I was a kid, I wanted to go to Syracuse University. Mm-hmm. I'm from upstate New York, and I mean, Syracuse is on the other side of the state, but I always liked the orange, like the mascot guy. I always loved him.
Yeah, dude.
And I always loved the colors. Obviously, it's orange.
Right.
So, like, I've become hat guy again recently.
Isn't it a great feeling, dude?
I miss
to
being
have
hat
options,
guy.
right?
I really miss being hat guy. And
welcome back, friend.
I found my Wake Forest hat however many months ago at this point.
Right.
And I put it on. It was a little tight, but I was like, it's nice to have it back.
Yeah.
And then, the Devs hat, then the Mets cap, and then my Syracuse orange hat. I was just perusing. It's like, I wonder if Syracuse has any good hats. Why not?
Right.
They made the dance this year. I thought they were going to get bounced early. Unfortunately, but also fortunately, they're still dancing, I think.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, this is a good time to purchase a Syracuse orange hat. Why not?
Couldn't be a better time.
And stumbled across this one, and then there was one that was exactly the same, but it had white instead of the orange.
Yeah.
And I popped it up in the Discord, and I'm like, well, which one do I go for? Do I go with the one with the white? And I was like, but I thought I was just being too orange hat because orange.
No. Yeah, right. But no.
So I popped it in the Discord, and I'm like, which one do I go? And like, without fail, you go, yo, dude, come on, orange.
The hell? Why would you ask this stupid question?
I was like, you're right. I already bought it.
That was what I loved. You were like, I just ordered it a few minutes ago, and I love. A flex fit is different than a fitted.
Yeah.
But if you can, it's nice that it gives you a little. There's some flex there.
Yes.
Underrated though. I love that on the back of it and on the sides it says Cuse.
Yeah.
Apostrophe CUSE.
Yeah.
I saw that and was like, yo.
I'm glad they didn't go
so
like
cool.
NCAA because my hockey, the Devs one has like the NHL logo, which it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
And then I've got a Suns one coming that I think has the NBA logo, which, again, I'm not against. But like for college basketball, don't give me the NCAA logo.
Yeah, no. Please stop profiting off the backs of quote-unquote amateurs.
Yeah. Give me the cues. I'm with it.
I'm here for the gear.
And, oh, my God. Like, this orange is so...
The orange is awesome. The S, I love the S outlined in a white up against the Syracuse blue. It's a sick hat, man. It's a sick hat. And you've now put college hats on my radar.
Right.
I rock a Penn State hat to work because I've got one. My brother-in-law got one for me. This is my good Penn State hat. And I came across like a sale of Penn State gear a while ago, and it was about time that your boy needed a new work hat. like $20. I was like, you know what? I'll get it. And it was right around the start of college football season at the time. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get a Penn State hat. That said, I've spent about 2 summers with this hat now. I'm coming up on the 2nd summer with this hat. It's time to tap it out. It's time to retire it. So with you getting Syracuse, it started making me think, man, like I can expand my horizons here. Because I'm hat guy. And, you know, I've wore like the Padres, the Brewers, and I'm a Phillies fan, but I appreciate a nice hat as well. The Orioles I've rocked a couple times. Like, I'm going to start looking at other colleges that I like to see if they've got dope hats, because why would you not?
It's very much a untapped avenue.
Yeah.
Because, again, I got the Wake hat however many years ago, which, you know, there's a story and eventually we'll get there, but it's a very elaborate bit why I have the Wake. Now, thankfully, the Wake Forest hat is a good cap, but like it's a bit.
The Deeks.
there is a bit there, and anybody who knows me like on a really real level knows that I'm all about the bit.
Yeah.
But this is just all. This is Justin when he was like 5 and he wanted to go to Syracuse. Yeah, so I'm excited to kind of have that, and I like you. I'm trying to think of like other college caps that I even consider. For a long time I was like a Virginia Tech fan. They have a good color scheme.
They do.
That VT logo is cool. Chris Paul disapproves. Well, you know, I'm getting a Suns cap too. So
yeah, dude. Chris Paul out.
Yeah, he's gonna be cool with me.
Right.
I didn't get the one that I wanted. Surprisingly enough, not a lot of full on orange Suns cap.
Really?
They have black ones. They have the one I'm getting is purple, which is why I ended up going with it. It's got to be either purple or orange.
Has to be.
Has to be one or the other. I'd prefer the orange, but I will rock purple. See?
Yeah.
Of course he does.
I NBA hats are a strange territory too, because you would think there'd be a lot of good stuff.
Not a lot.
Not a ton. If you go hat, baseball's got the best.
Oh, and then, undoubtedly.
And then NFL has some decent ones. The NFL draft hats every year are usually, they can be very dope or awful. The ones last year were sick. That's the Black Eagles one I wear over here a lot. I love them.
Yeah.
And immediately when I saw them, I was like, bye. Like, I didn't even wait. Like, well, let me see if maybe I was like, no, I need this shit in my life immediately. For me, colleges, other random colleges I fuck with, Arizona State's one for me.
Okay, yeah.
Which you probably West Coast wouldn't be obvious, but I've always liked the gear for one. Arizona State Sun Devils, dude.
God, that's good.
Me? You know,
that is so good.
And it's like the older I get, and the more I find out about it, it's like it's a party school. You know, they have really sick unis. They've got the helmet with the pitchforks on it.
Yeah.
I like the vintage, the old school, like devil with the pitchfork.
I was just going to say, like,
Sparky.
That's a cool guy. I like him.
Man.
I like him a lot.
So if there's like a hat that's got Sparky on it, I'm there. So ASU's one. Man, I liked Notre Dame for a while because Irish. But their fans are starting to make me hate them. Yeah. And get them out of the playoff. Please stop putting Notre Dame in the playoff every year just to get waxed with Ian Book in the 3 yards in a cloud of dust shit.
Every time.
I'm not here for that. You know, they have ruined the Irish for me, but I am 100% going to peruse the avenue that is college hats. I have to now.
And the great thing about college hats is you don't even have to go like top level.
Yeah.
Like you start getting into like the D3 schools and stuff.
Dude, some of those are the best.
Yeah. So like, yeah, like I have a feeling I've opened like the worst rabbit hole. Michigan as a cap, 1,000%. I was watching Michigan play ball this weekend. Such a win color scheme.
Yeah.
And like the uniforms that they have are such a win, and we might get to talk about them in more depth, so I don't want to go too deep here.
Yeah.
I'll just say it's a miss, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
If they make, I don't know, Final Four maybe next week?
I believe so. I've officially checked out because Villanova got bounced on Saturday. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm good.
We're on Elite 8, I think, day 2 today, I think. Or is Elite 8 day 1? I think it's all over next week, one way or the other.
We're getting there for sure. I know the
Sweet
final
16 day 2 was
No, at the latest the Final Four would be next weekend because the Final Four always gets its own weekend, and then I think the following weekend is when they do like the championship.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I lost track.
Me too. I'm not the best college basketball fan in the world, admittedly. Like once Nova and I like March Madness. I used to think it sucked. I used to be like, it's overrated. But like then Nova became what Nova became. So I was like, it's pretty cool.
Final Four's next week.
Okay.
According to Clark.
And who can't get behind like an underdog? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But so okay, Saturday and Monday. Okay.
All right, so we'll talk about the Final Four teams next week on the show.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Now we know.
Now we know
the schedule.
We know the schedule. So, real quickly, last week? Was it last week or the week before?
Week before. 2 weeks ago was initial.
Yeah. So, we're officially ambassadors for Raise Energy Drink.
Yeah, dude.
We got our ambassador pack today. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to get to try. You got the Voodoo last time.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to trying the Voodoo.
You will love it.
And then I got Galaxy Burst over there, which I'm not sure what the flavor is, but it's Galaxy Burst, and it looks cool.
How can it be a miss? You know? And the cool thing is, because I kind of was perusing the different flavors and everything else they have. And the other two we've got, sour gummy worms, dude.
Yo.
For one. Need I say more?
When we were I don't know if that happened on the show, but we were looking at the site and you were like, sour gummy worm.
Yeah, dude. And I was like, oh my God. And then when I was like perusing the flavors, you see a Baja Lime, which immediately makes me think of Mountain Dew Baja Blast, which I am a huge fan of.
It's got to be, it's got the same color scheme. Like, dude, it's got to be somewhere close to that flavor, right?
Exactly, man. And that's why I'm like, okay, these two have potential to be my favorites.
They taste like deliciousness, Clark. How dare you, sir?
They are wonderful. And the Voodoo, I'm telling you, man, enjoy the Voodoo. The Voodoo is a win. So we've got 4 flavors here. We will give them a shot. We're not going to do it on the air this time, but we will give you a review of them probably next week or over on IG as well, and Twitter at Gear Freaks Pod. Having 2 pods to start with a G trips me up every time, dude. Gear Freaks Pod on IG and Twitter. You can get you a nice case, get you whatever it is that you buy over at repsports.com. That's REPP sports.com. Use the promo code STUPID. Not going to spell that out for you. Should be obvious. Get you 15% off. And your boys, the Gear Freaks, get the attaboy for pitching you the case. But it's legit. We're not just over here trying to pitch product. It is great stuff. We've gone over it before. No crash is the big thing. Taste crisp, goes down clean. The flavors rock. I can't wait to try the Baja Lime in particular, as well as the sour gummy worms, because
0 calories, bro. I mean, like,
ooh, that's right.
That's big because 0 sugar. That's big in an energy drink.
It is, because that's part of the what the crash comes from, and it goes. And again, like we've discussed before, you can effectively, if you would like, you could get multiple boosts from this because you don't need the entire can.
Right.
You don't. About half. You'll have that nice clarity of mind to get you through the day. And you know what you probably have at your house? A fridge. You could put the other half in, grab it in the morning. That's what I did with the Voodoo. Dude, I felt great the next day at work. I rarely feel good there. So,
man, I stepped all over that. That was good, though. Sorry about that.
All good, man.
So get your energy. Again, repsports.com. Use promo code STUPID, 15% off. We highly, highly, highly recommend Raise Energy. It's good stuff. we can personally vouch for flavors of the Voodoo and the South Beach.
Yep.
So check those out. So today we're talking about the National Women's Hockey League.
Yeah.
And so this was my big pitch yesterday to Corey. I go, how about NWHL tomorrow? Because sweaters.
Yes.
That was the big pitch.
Yeah, and that's all I needed was, dude, let's do it. And oddly enough, the Isobel Cup came across the TV on Saturday night. So it was funny, you texted me the following day. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, it just happened, yeah.
Dude, yeah, and I couldn't tell you the team that won.
Yeah, unfortunately, but yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll learn today.
We will.
I'm not like intentionally ignorant to the NWHL. It's just, haven't come across it yet. But today we're going to, and it was cool to see some clips on the NHL Network because the NHL Network kind of stays on one of the TVs in the man cave. Your boy's super fancy now, so the man cave has 2 TVs in it.
Oh my goodness! Look at you.
Dude, it's a boner. I was able to sell the wife on, hey, that cable box in the bedroom we don't really use a whole lot because you fall asleep before I do. Can I take it? And she was on board, and now it's just like it's awesome. So, yeah, man, NWHL popped on the TV, on the tube, late Saturday night. They showed the clip of the Isobel Cup on the NHL Network, and I was like, oh, yeah, because I had heard of the NWHL. And this is, the fault of me not really perusing, but so much, I kind of peripherally knew of a couple of the team names.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm flying into this a little bit blind. There's 2 team names that I recognize right now. I'm not going to delve into which one. One of the ones is pulled up now, but I am very curious.
I wish I would have known. Like, how great is this? First of all, like every time we do a league, I have to dig endlessly to find uniforms.
Yes.
I pulled this up and immediately we're slapped in the face with them.
They have them right there.
It takes away from the surprise, unfortunately, but
it does.
I don't have to dig.
There's no live perusing. They let you know. It's easy to access. If you want to find out about the NWHL, it's very easy to do so, and that's what we're going to do. And I tell you, man, some of these, from what we've seen so far, we're surface level.
Yeah.
But I don't hate what I'm seeing, man.
I know, dude.
Yeah. There's one in particular I cannot wait to see.
Yeah.
And I like that is not one of the ones that's been spoiled yet.
Yes. So we're looking here. We're going to just go in the order that they have them here. We've got the Buffalo Buttes up. Not huge on the name.
Same.
But at least it's a plural. I'll give it that. I know that's a little thing. But
the S matters, man.
It really does.
The S matters.
It really does. And so we've got... Again, if we keep the lower part here out of it,
right?
I like the logo. It's a buffalo,
and
I like the Buttes in cursive. I like that. Loving the color scheme before we even dig. Before we even dig, I'm like, okay, so this is already a win.
So the color scheme for the Buffalo Buttes is like a lighter blue,
almost Carolina,
almost Tar Heel blue with a black, and you've got a white in there as well, obviously. It's a good look, man. They've got merch.
Yes.
Oh, stop it. Oh.
I might be buying a sweater.
Rabbit hole later tonight is happening.
Depending on how much they are. I might.
Right.
Look at these.
I was going to say those blues. Those are a good look, man. I like looks like they have Duncan as a sponsor. They're sponsors in the NWHL, which is, we understand why. Yeah. It's going to be tough to beat Duncan as a sponsor.
Yeah, really.
So they've got to win there in the sponsorship game. I like this. I do. I think it's got character. And what I'm curious to find out, and I hate to, I don't want this to sound whatever, but we did the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
There was some really good stuff, but as we talked about on the episode, a lot of them. The design of the jersey in the WNBA, a lot of them were very similar.
Yeah.
It was just switching up the color schemes.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them were very good, as we discussed. I'm hoping, and it doesn't look like that's the case here in the NWHL. It looks like every sweater's got its own thing going on.
Here's hoping.
Dude, yeah.
If they're all on their own, then this will be leaps and bounds beyond WNBA.
Yes, dude, and this is
a good start.
I'm impressed.
What do you think of this? I think anything in the NHL, if they tried this design in the stripe, I'd be out.
I wouldn't like it either. It's very Vegas-y. to have a design in the tail stripe. And what initially the thing I noticed about the back of the sweaters was you have, and this bothers me typically, but I'm going to qualify it here. I hate seeing, and the NBA does this sometimes too with throwbacks and shit like that. The number should never go above the last name. The last name goes on top. However, you have a women's league. It makes sense because you want people to learn the players and identify them. Most women are going to have long hair, have the ponytail on the back, so the hair is going to cover the nameplate.
Mm-hmm.
So I forgive it here. To me, I actually think it's a smart move to put the number on top of the nameplate. I think it makes a lot of sense because if I'm looking at it, if these nameplates are on top of the number, it's going to be difficult to, if you're trying to get familiar, pick a favorite player, buy you a jersey, a sweater.
Right.
It's going to be hard to do. You can do it based off the number, but, you know, you're going to sound like a 5-year-old. Yeah, my favorite player is number 19.
Yeah.
You know?
But and the cool thing is you've got the numbers here on the sleeves too.
Yes.
So very cool. Again, this color scheme is win.
So good.
I like the logo. I like the crest here. I like the numbers. Like there's nothing. Is this beatable? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But is this a great start? Oh, hell yeah.
That's what I was going to say. To start with this is very, very... If this is as low as it get, like, say the Buttes are the worst sweater of the bunch.
Yeah.
Good for the NWHL, dude.
We have a good league if this is the worst of the bunch. Absolutely.
Right. If so, then your boy's going to be dropping a lot of money on merch.
I was trying to catch to see, because I saw that they had in the top thing, the I don't know which, I guess the blues are the homes and the blacks are the aways, maybe.
That is interesting. I didn't notice that, and I've seen that picture a couple times. Obviously,
I needed to come back around.
Yeah,
because they show
a good point.
They show mostly the blues, so I gotta imagine that if the blues are the one they're showing predominantly, then the blacks must be the away.
That's what you would. Yeah, exactly. That's the assumption I would make as well. Because it does, at least so far, it doesn't maybe look like there's white sweaters in this league. Which, I mean, bold strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of dig it though. It's different.
Be different.
Dude, yeah. If you're going to do it, do it. And I think that's a good way to do it, is to try to, okay, we're not going to go white on the road because everybody does that. Or everybody has the team color in the white. So we'll go the opposite way. And it looks, from the screen caps we've seen anyway, it's a cool look.
So the Buffalo Buttes, not a bad start.
Not
Again,
at all.
like, is this beatable? Sure.
Yeah, but
this is a great effing start.
100%.
So let's move on to the next. And the Boston Pride. Again, not huge on names where it's Pride.
Right, no S.
And I don't know. I think I'd be more apt to support the Boston Pride if it meant like as in Pride Month and they went rainbows here. I'd be all about that. But they mean Pride as in like lions.
That's the. I'll say this: if I were, again, prefacing it by saying that typically I hate a team name that doesn't end with an S.
Mm-hmm.
If there were a team name called the Philly Pride or Philadelphia Pride, I'd be like, yo, that's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty cool. Again, here it correlates to a Pride of Lions. I don't hate the logo. The logo is not.
Yeah.
Awful. It's quasi creative team-ish.
It's like a step past.
Right. It's like a creative team concept.
I love that they've gone Boston color scheme.
Yes, the same scheme as the Bruins, the black and gold. That is nice. Because it's the identity. We've talked about it, with other teams across sports. When you've got multiple teams in the same city that have the same colors, like the Mariners and the Seahawks. Pittsburgh's a perfect example. Mm-hmm. The Mets and the Knicks, whatever. Yep. That's nice. So you see these on the ice, you immediately go, oh, shit. You correlate it to the Bruins, which is good because especially if you're a Boston team. But...
So before we get into the uniforms, Clark brought up the Philadelphia Union, which I believe is y'all's MLS squad.
Hate it. I mean, I support them, even though I couldn't tell you a single player on the team. I think they had that Mbappe dude at one point, but I could be way wrong. If I am, laugh at me. But
so where the Boston Buttes excelled, it seems like the Boston Pride or the Buffalo Buttes, the Boston Pride is failing miserably.
It's very the sweaters we're seeing are not super encouraging. And
we're also just the Buttes had them front and center.
Right.
I didn't have to dig anywhere for them.
It looks like predominantly what they've got is it's black sweater with Boston in gold across the front of the chest. And it kind of looks gradient-ish, like a yellow at the bottom that eventually kind of comes up and, fades into the predominantly black sweater. I mean, we've talked gradient before here. Not a huge deal.
Soccer.
To delve into that. But, I guess this looks better than the Falcons gradient if you have to go gradient, but I don't like the just Boston. You have to have the lion head there.
Right?
I think you have to.
All right, so let's spin some positive too. This is definitely a way different jersey than the Buffalo Buttes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So 2 for 2. I'll give it that. I'm not as, again, like you said, I just want to reiterate here, I'm not as annoyed by this gradient as I am with most gradients.
Yeah.
But I am not in love with it.
No, it's still a gradient at the end of the day, but it's not, it fades nicely into, I think the placement it looks better from behind than it does from the front. Because in the front you have that, and this is another reason why I said that crest would look better in the front, because you would have less of a gap between what's on the front and the beginning of the gradient. There's a sizable gap between the Boston and the gradient on the front, but on the back, the number and the name, it flows perfect into the gradient at the bottom. I think the bottom of these or the back of these look very good.
Agreed.
I'm not in love with the gradient, but what I do like about these two is that if you're going to do the gradient, embrace it. You've got the gradient. It flows onto the sleeves as well. It does not stop. So if you're standing there, it looks uniform. So it goes all the way across. They didn't get lazy and leave the sleeves off. And you also have a gradient sock too, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to go gradient, hats off to the Boston Pride here for doing it right, I guess you could say, because I don't hate it. I didn't recoil like I did when I saw those Falcons alternates that came
or
out
the
a year
entire
ago.
FCF.
Right, exactly.
I think you're right, though. I think if you have this lion head here, I think you have a huge win. Well, I say
it's an improvement.
It's an improvement.
Yeah.
But Boston overall, I think, is definitely a step back from the Buffalo Buttes.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Let's get on. This is an interesting name.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see this one.
So they're the Metropolitan Riveters, which I'm into that name, Riveters.
Same.
And I forget what this girl...
Rosie.
Rosie, yes.
the Riveter.
And so she's their logo. I'm into it.
It's really cool. I think what's cool about this, too, is if you're going to have a women's league, what better logo to have than Rosie the Riveter?
She has been the symbol of women for what?
Decades.
Yeah. Decades is the better way to put it. So, I was going to put a number to it.
76 years and counting. But yeah, no, I like this. Look, the only thing I don't like is, and I'm guessing they're located in New York because they've got the Twitter feed up here, and I see they retweeted
that's what
the
Clark
Islanders.
Is saying. Yep.
But I don't really like the Metropolitan
name
I
as
don't,
the city.
man.
Yeah,
I don't like. I think if you're gonna go New York, embrace it, man. Pick
any of the boroughs.
That's what's just Manhattan.
Yeah,
the Manhattan Riveters.
Ooh, that's got a lovely sound to it.
Whatever one you choose, just pick one. But I
Brooklyn Riveters.
Yeah,
that's a good one,
dude. Yeah, exactly, man. I get what you're going for. You want it to probably be all encompassing, but
then go New York
or that. Right, exactly. it, man.
They're trying to be cute, and there's no need to be.
You named you're a division in the NHL,
right?
You're
right. You've kind of you've taken something that could be this could be tips. This could be the top.
Yes, it could be. The logo so far is the leader in the clubhouse.
Yes, 1,000.
And the font. The cool thing is not only do you get Rosie the Riveter, but the font the Riveters are in is kind of in like that steel, like what are they, like the toolboxes people put their tools in, the diamond plate.
Yeah.
It's cool. It fits very well.
Look
I'm
at these
curious
t-shirts.
to see.
I'm into these t-shirts.
Those are dope, dude. I want to find someone for the Riveters that I like as a fan of as a player, so I can rock one of those. It looks awesome on the front of a shirt. I'm curious to see the gear because I want this logo. Rosie the Riveter better be on the front of a sweater.
Look at this. I kind of like this.
The ribs.
The ribs, like that's the shortened version. I'm into it.
That is nice, dude.
Also finding out that apparently we can watch WHNL.
The women on skates.
The women's who do the skatings on Twitch.
And NBC Sports.
I'm into that.
Which is nice, yeah.
But I'm into both.
Yeah.
Honestly. But like, because obviously NBC Sports gives you the bigger audience.
The exposure.
But like Twitch, it's a lot easier to just watch something on Twitch.
Okay.
So.
And see that, yeah, I'm not familiar with it, but I mean, I know a lot of people are. So they sell game-worn jerseys.
Why is it taking me to Oh, no, it's not.
On Shop Zone. Or NWHL Shop. I call everything Shop Zone because I grew up a wrestling fan in the late 90s.
So again, the Buttes were beautiful because I didn't have to go searching for their uniforms.
Right.
I'm forever thankful for you. Unfortunately,
bonus points.
None of the other teams have followed suit. So, all right, I'm in. It's got Rosie all plastered all over it. So I'm into that. This one's a little odd.
I don't like those. The whites, they've got 4 blue stripes along the sleeves and then Rosie's on the crest. I love that blue one.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Clark called them the Captain Americas. Very, very apt.
They are. The stars on the sleeve of that.
Oh, look at this. I get in close.
That is nice.
Very Captain America.
It is.
That is spot on, Clark. I dig it, dude.
I do too.
I dig this. I'm glad that they didn't back off of Rosie.
No, I mean, you have to put her up there.
And it's a great crest. It looks like Duncan is the sponsor of the league.
Shout out.
Which is positives. It literally does look like Cap's uniforms, like completely, 1,000%. Imagine Captain America, you've got the Metropolitan Riveters.
Yeah, it does, but I'll say this, and I'm not trying to like... we love you. We love you, Joe. I like Rosie the Riveter on the front of the sweater better than that goofy-ass Capitals font they use currently. No, I understand. Like, this is the one where they have the big W on it typically, or it resembles it. It's not the exact, but it resembles.
Yeah.
They're alternates, but I that looks way cool on the front of a sweater, man.
Yo, I wonder if we can get the hookup on these.
Right? What I wish they would have done, I get, because, the hat she has on is red. So I get them incorporating the red. What I would like to see, though, if I'm being nitpicky douchebag, well, they've got, okay, I just noticed they have it in the stripes and the tail stripe. I was going to say I would like to see more of that, like, silver, that gray that you see in the Riveters. But I've noticed there's, like, they've got circles of it in the sleeves.
They didn't go
and the tail
overboard.
stripe. Right. So it's there. I noticed that right as I was about to say that. I dig it, man.
You know what?
I like this one a lot.
You know what I really, really love? And I am just noticing this as you point this out. You know what these dots are? The rivets.
Yo. Good for them, man.
I love that.
That is awesome.
It's like it's put together.
Yeah.
I love it.
I want one of these.
If they don't end up being my favorite team, they're going to be way the hell up there.
Oh, they're gear for sure.
They have put so much thought into this.
Yeah.
They didn't just slap a bunch of shit together.
You can tell.
This, I love. I might buy this, even if they don't become my favorite.
Oh, dude, yeah, I would rock the hell out of this, man. It's just a matter, like, I want to find a player, and then, hey.
And maybe the hookup.
Yeah, because prices.
I mean, I get it.
These look like they're game worn, though.
Yeah.
So it's a good talking piece. I mean, I think, if that's something you end up, you end up getting into it. I mean, I'll say this. A game worn sweater for that price is a deal.
Yeah.
If you saw that for like NHL, it would be like, yo. So I mean, shout out to the NWHL for being budget friendly with a game worn sweater.
Yeah.
I love those.
I want to bring up their shop again. Actually, I'll do that afterwards.
Right.
But again, like as far as presentation, coming to the Buttes website and seeing all their stuff just right there is still tops for me.
PR for the Buttes are on top of it.
So up next, we have the Toronto 6.
Oh, no.
I don't love the name because 6, but I also love that that's something that Toronto is. Yeah.
Identity. Yeah. I agree.
Oh, my gosh. I think I'm in.
Okay. I've got a couple gripes about this. I don't like, and this is just me coming into this not being familiar with.
Good point.
No, if I buy a game used, that thing's going on the wall, brother. I couldn't fit into a 12. Okay, so just growing up watching the NHL my entire life, I need to set that aside for a minute. But when I first look at this, I'm not huge on the logo itself. I like it on the front of the crest, but what I do not like, the color scheme is very Senators to me. Mm-hmm. Not only that, but you have, it looks like their sponsor is Canadian Tire, which is the sponsor of the arena where Ottawa plays in the NHL.
Oh.
So I see these as somebody that grew up watching the NHL, and I think with color scheme and sponsor and that Canadian Tire logo being all over their arena, I see this and I don't think of Toronto, I think of Ottawa.
Fair.
You
Fair.
know?
Fair. When I first saw it, I was like, ooh, I like. But when you bring up all those points, it does kind of go, yeah, I can see what you're saying here. And there's also like a slight Vancouver feel, like with the uniforms specifically, not just the color scheme.
Yeah.
So, Toronto has an identity.
It's a nice look. Yeah, exactly.
That you could probably tap into. Okay, those are very fair points. I think if you take all these nitpicky things, which they're valid reasons.
Yeah, I mean, in a vacuum, I like it.
Right. In a vacuum, this is a good uniform.
Yeah, dude.
And I think the fact that we're nitpicking this far down, is a positive thing.
No, I agree. I think here's another pet peeve. It feels, and again, this is just douchebag talking. I'm not a big fan of, like, we combined the 6 and made a T out of it.
Yeah.
That's very, like, 7-year-old, I'm going to draw on the back of my notebook. Like, I want to make a logo out of my initials type thing. To me, I think it would have looked more simple. You take that old school, the Felix Potvin era leaf, the one that the Maple Leafs don't use now, the more kind of squared off one. Mm-hmm. Take that, throw a 6 in the middle of it, font it up, fancy up the font a little bit. Don't whatever you want to do. I would like to see how that looked.
Yeah.
I like the maple leaf because in the circle, the loop that the 6 makes, you have a maple leaf there in gold. I like the way the maple leaf looks. I think the leaf looks cool. It looks different. The style, how it's kind of curved up a little bit. I think it looks cool.
You think if they forget the T part and just leave it as a 6, does
I'd be
it
good
work
with
better?
That, dude. I'd be good with that. Yeah, the T at the top kind of throws me off a little bit. Like, I understand. I know what you're going for. Mm-hmm. When you put the leaf in there, I understand you're representing Canada. It's the Canadian flag. But I also, as a hockey fan, identify that leaf with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Mm-hmm. So I know I'm going to know that you're Toronto without you crossing the 6 at the top.
Yes.
You know?
These are very interesting whites.
Oh, those are not good.
Okay, look. You can do all these things that we've complained about. It's fine.
Yeah.
Is that going to be a bottom of the barrel uni? Yeah, it's going to be.
For sure.
You know what you can't do? You can't do like weird...
Make it look like wallpaper.
You can't do weird wallpaper Leafs and
just
Toronto.
Sporadic
in the background.
Horizontal and vertical.
What have you done?
It's going every which way is the city name. And we also have Forever Stars and Leaves. I mean, I get, okay,
Just no.
We're falling from a tree, I guess. I did not notice this either until we pulled it up this way. The 6 on the shoulder patch, you've got the Canada flag is the left shoulder patch, and on the right shoulder patch, you've got 6 written out. Exactly, but instead of the S, you have the number 6, so it's 6IX. I don't like.
It's a little much.
Yeah, dude. Like,
one or the other.
Stop beating us over the head with a 6. We get it. We get it.
I think,
put the Roman numeral up there then.
Honestly, seriously, like if you take all this other garbage out, you just have like a flat white here and maybe leave the gray shoulders and have these gold stripes. I think you have something decent here for a white.
Yeah, it's not awful. You got to put a tail stripe on a white though, I think.
Yes.
And but it, which is interesting. It doesn't look like they have tail stripes on any of their sweaters, which is interesting. I don't hate it though.
Yeah.
I think a white needs it though. It adds another color to it. But again, I'm not really white jersey sweater guy.
Look at how many different sweaters they have.
They've got have red choices.
They've got this bizarre white that I don't know what the hell they're doing here.
The Rat Pack wallpaper.
They've got a black one here, and then we're getting into
straight shirts
and hats. They got caps, bro.
They do. This is awesome. Okay,
money hole.
And WHL. Yeah, you might have made some money tonight.
I'm definitely getting something.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know what yet, but something.
I don't either. I think it probably...
It's got to be something Riveters, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, no disrespect to the Toronto 6IX.
Too much.
Yeah, it probably won't be you guys, though. No, please don't take offense to it. And this is the one that I could not wait to see.
Yo, we got the Connecticut Whale. So
I have such high hopes.
You've adopted the nickname of the Hartford Whalers.
The beloved, forgotten Hartford Whalers. Yes.
Well done. You've adopted everything about it before we even get into the gear.
Color
You've got the color scheme. You got the little whale guy there.
Yep.
You're the whale, which is what we called them.
Yep.
They were the Whalers, but we've always called them the Whale.
Yep.
Well, freaking done. Looks like they have their own beer.
Fucking win. Please don't fuck up.
I don't know how we get in with this league, but I almost want in more here than the NHL.
Me too. Because
I feel like they know what they're doing. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
And again, so the Buffalo Buttes had all their junk right up front. Oh. Connecticut Whale as well.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is run by the league. All right. So color scheme, as you know, win. It's a win because it's the Whale. Look at this shirt.
Oh my God.
It's a purple shirt.
Oh, these look good, man. From what we've seen so far, even the white has character to it.
They didn't put their uniforms up here either.
They didn't.
I mean, we've got them in the thing.
Are they under shop? Maybe
we're gonna have to go to shop and do like we did with Toronto.
This is what they're doing. I think they try to let's make them not find it. So if someone wants to see, they're gonna have to lure them into the shop zone. And then maybe they'll buy.
This is like all of them.
But that whale sweater that was in that tie. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, and holy shit, the Connecticut Whale have fucking dope sweaters.
Yo. I would crucify this almost anywhere else. Look at this tail.
I would hate the wave if it was an NHL tail.
Yeah.
I so forgive it here.
Well,
this is so cool, dude.
This is a great jersey. Yo.
I know, and it's not even
it's not going to break the bank.
No. If I'm going to bring up a critique.
Can I get one? Yes,
right?
I can.
Add to cart right now. I would maybe like to see the C reminds me, as I'm looking at it, reminds me of the Chicago Cubs.
Fair.
I would like to maybe see that whale strictly as the crest. Blow the whale guy up. He is amazing.
Lose the C.
Put the C, let the C be the shoulder patch.
Yes.
Do that. I think then you have a win. You have a win here.
You have a win. It's great. Yeah. This is great.
My God, that is good.
You've got, again, they fully embraced the Hartford Whalers here.
Oh, they did.
1,000%, which is smart. Because
you
have to, because sure, the Carolina Hurricanes have them as thirds in the reverse retros this year.
Right, but it's fraudulent.
But it's very fraudulent.
They play in Raleigh.
I don't care. I don't care if they did used to be the Whalers.
Right.
They're not.
No.
They are the Carolina Hurricanes
close.
now.
Exactly.
And trying to cash in on the Whale is garbage. How dare you?
Right, exactly.
You're in Connecticut. You're the Connecticut Whale, which I love the name.
Oh, I do too.
Again, here we have no pluralization, but I'm okay.
But it works exactly
because it works,
and there's history there.
It's a nod,
right?
It is.
Right.
We know that we can lure in hockey fan.
Yep, with his one name and this color scheme,
and then they deliver,
dude. Right, exactly, man. Like that is.
This is very easy to f up.
Oh, dude, yeah,
because there's a lot that I could not like.
Yeah, even the Whalers eventually, and even like the bad Whalers gear at the end wasn't terrible, but I didn't like when they went away from like the more royal blue to like the navier blue.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that, and then they started putting like silver in there with like, don't get fucking cute, man.
Yeah,
don't like you're blue, green, white. Leave it at that.
It's
you know what I mean, and that's what the Whale have done here,
and it's great.
It looks so good.
It is great.
I love just the Whale everywhere.
This is so much better than the Dallas Stars.
It's way better than the Dallas Stars because you know what they have? A good logo on the front.
Oh, my God. That green. And look at this white.
The white.
This is great. This is so great. Good. They don't have the same tail.
They don't. That kind of bothers me a little bit. But this looks clean.
This is a very clean look. If both were like this would be...
Yes. But even then, I love that the tail, they don't... A pet peeve of mine, this could be just me growing up, the era of Flyers fan that I did.
Is Moby Deal.
If you're gonna do the color on the sleeves, you gotta have an outline, to me. And that's part of what drives me nuts about us kind of going back to the original 67s, the inaugurals a little bit. I like a shoulder, color to have the outline better. Personally, I do. I think that makes this look so much better because you can pull that green out from the collar and drag it now down the sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just you have the colors everywhere. Both colors of the scheme are everywhere that your eye would look on the sweater.
Yep. Again, we've got the C here. The C less egregious here than on the blue one.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the white. And so now, or because of the, because the
I
white
don't even think
it
looks bad. It's just reminiscent of that Cubs,
and what the Cleveland baseball team has done.
Yes.
Is there any other ones? There are more, sir.
Yeah, dude.
Although this looks like it might be the same as the first one. Oh, this is number and away.
Ooh, you can pick a player, dude.
So the greens are the aways and the whites are the home.
Oh, it's so on. It is so on.
And can I get one? I sure can.
Yep.
As long as you make it in my size.
They have our sizes.
Yo, like that is affordable.
Oh, very much.
I mean, it's not the hookup.
No,
which I'd love to see these show up on the hookup site. Dude? But I might save my pennies and scoop me up one of these.
Oh, I might too. I really might, dude. This is.
I think this is top of the line right now. I think I'm just going to stay here.
Agree. I was just going to say we've got
bother.
The remaining ones.
So
left.
How many have we done? 1, 2. We did the Buttes. We did the Boston Pride. We did the Riveters. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 2 left.
I think 5. I think 1 left. I think because we did.
Buffalo, we did Toronto
Boston,
too.
Yeah, Toronto. Yeah.
So these are the Minnesota Whitecaps.
Okay. First impression, love the name.
Yeah. Well, there's actually a footy team, the Vancouver Whitecaps in MLS as well.
Okay.
So I like the name. I like the color scheme.
I like the logo a lot too. I could deal without the Minnesota at the bottom.
I think that's what's taking me out of it. I know that's silly, but the M tells me that you're Minnesota. It's in the name.
And I enjoy the punny. The waves are also an M. I like that a lot. And it's simple, but you don't need, every logo doesn't need to be super intricate. Like this is simple and it works. The Minnesota at the bottom of it looks clunky to me.
It does. It looks like you're adding to, I don't know, maybe if this was a W, if the waves were a W instead of the M, maybe I'd be like, okay. But you've clearly made your wave an M.
Right.
Why do you need to tell me Minnesota?
Exactly.
I'm smart enough to realize you're the Minnesota Whitecaps.
The M means Minnesota.
I can figure that out. You don't need to tell me. You don't need to tell me
You're
at all.
Being redundant, Whitecaps.
It's a clean jersey. I don't hate it. I don't know.
The thing on the shoulder.
I don't know what this is.
The hell is that?
We've gone with the state of Minnesota, but again, at least it's not front and center like the Dallas Stars.
Right, exactly. You're not beating me over the head with your state outline.
I like that they've put the Wave M here on the shoulder as well.
I do too. I'll say this. I think they tried to put too much design on the shoulders.
Entirely.
I think you put the color there and that's fine. You don't need to wallpaper it up or make it look like a bathroom. I think there needs to be something on the tail stripe or something on the sleeve. The jersey looks too plain.
Can you imagine if you just do this same thing, the purple and the white, just right here.
That's
just across.
That's all it needs.
And suddenly you go from to
not bad.
I'm not buying it,
but I respect it.
But yeah,
it looks good. This looks incomplete to me.
Absolutely, 1,000%. That's the word I'd use.
It just looks incomplete. It looks like somebody was, I'll get back to this later. Wait, it's due tomorrow. Shit, I'll just send it over.
Yeah. Clark, I'm going to bust a white cap in both the elements. Well, when the Minnesota Whitecaps have done it better.
Right.
What does that say? All right.
I love those whales, though.
All right, so let's go into this, a white home jersey.
And see, this,
okay. They got the stripe right.
Yeah.
Big win. Collar. Right. Big win. Again, you lose Minnesota, and suddenly you have this is a very, very good looking sweater. I think you lose me with the scenery here at the bottom.
It's very.
Why is there? Okay, Minnesota, I get it. Why is there? I don't need to see a lake on your sweater.
Yeah, no. Why are there 37 trees here? We get it. And I'll say that I hate. This is a pet peeve of mine. Okay, so you have on the aways. You have way too much going on the shoulders and fucking dick going on the sleeves and on the bottom. Mm-hmm. On the home, it's the complete opposite. You have nothing really going on the shoulders, but you have the very busy tail stripe.
You've got Minnesota scenery on your sweater.
You have literally nature.
Don't.
On the bottom of your sweater.
Don't.
My God. Not only did they go, oh, what? But if we're gonna do it and put the state on the bottom, what should we do? Mountains? Now go with trees. Now just put a lake up there. Land of 10,000 lakes. You know what? Fuck it. Put it all up there. Put everything.
This will be great. Nah, it's not.
Yeah.
Well, and so whereas the aways were incomplete, this is the I tried too hard, kid. Mm-hmm. This is like I'm trying way too hard because again, this is a lot. The thing that bugs me is this is a lot closer than the away.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
We can take away two things and suddenly this is a good looking jersey.
Yeah, because even with the, it's 4 a.m. I'm hunting and putting coyote piss on my boots at the bottom. Or I guess that'd be more fishing because of a lake. So either way, whatever those type of people do, it's on the bottom of the sweater. Even with that, though, you have something there at least. Mm-hmm. There's something that catches my eye, and I go, okay, holy shit, there's a lot going on, like the several cacti at the bottom of the reverse retro coyote sweaters, but it's something there. I don't like that there is nothing on the shoulder of this.
Why have these patches and then no color?
Right, the grayed out Minnesota logo and then the Minnesota state is gray on top of white. It just looks incomplete up at the top. They looked like they couldn't decide what they wanted to do with this one either to me.
Yeah.
And I just think that if you're going to commit We kind of talked about this on Grease Pole when we were talking local 757 jerseys real quick. And we ended up doing the high school, football episode here with local schools. Kecoughtan, when I went there, we had 2 different jerseys. And we had the shoulders on our white road jerseys, but didn't have them on the green homes. If you're going to do that, you got to do it across the board. They're uniforms, man. You have to have, right. If you're going to commit to putting something on the shoulder, it has to be there across the board. You tweak the color, you mess with the color, but you can't just leave it off completely.
So Clark asks, Riveters versus Whale. Which one?
Whale.
Yeah.
Whale. I love the Rosie the Riveter, though. I love that a lot. I just think complete package because Connecticut chose a place to be,
Yeah.
And didn't encompass an entire area. And also it does tug at your heartstrings because Hartford Whalers. I like that a lot, man.
I think I have to wholeheartedly agree. And I do think that the Riveters are second.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's very good.
I wouldn't say even a close second. I think that the Connecticut Whale is such a home run.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's again, what I love about this league is almost every team has put a ton of thought.
Yeah.
Into what they're doing here. And even with incomplete ass Minnesota Whitecaps, there's thought.
There is. They made an effort. It looks good. Every team has its own individual, characteristics to the sweater, which is nice.
The Toronto 6 even overthought.
way overthought. But even that, I give them credit. Okay, there's something going on there. It doesn't just seem like, I'll just put something out there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do what everybody else did. The purpose of this is to have an identity, is to give your team an identity. And every one of these teams did that, some better than others.
I think we called it. When we were looking at the Buttes unis, that's the baseline. And although I wouldn't put them at the bottom, no,
I agree.
That was such a great start.
Yeah. All
these uniforms are different. They are all very different identities.
Yep.
Different color schemes. They've all put thought in, and they've all done something. I feel like that we would crucify a lot of teams for, but managed to make it work for them.
Yes.
Like this tail thing in the Buttes.
Buffalo pulling to Vegas.
But it's okay. I'm into it.
I like it, dude. There's nothing here. Even Minnesota's just deciding we'll get to this later. I don't even hate them, man. No. It's just kind of like, okay.
I'd say Minnesota's probably my least favorite.
Completely agree.
Sucks because it's close.
It could be so good.
I don't know that they're taking down the Whale, though.
No, they would not get the gold medal away from the Whale. I don't even think they'd get silver away from the Riveters. But, you could be in the conversation for the bronze.
I think if I had to, since there's, 6 teams?
Mm-hmm.
I'll put the Whitecaps at the bottom because they're that same Stars thing. They're close.
You could have been so good.
You could have been so good.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm going to put the 6 just above them. And this is where it starts getting tight. I'm going to go, I think, Boston next at 4. Boston at 4. Then Buffalo at 3, and then it's the Riveters and then the Whale.
I'm right there with you. That's what I was thinking, man, because I like the Buttes. I do like the Buttes look.
It's just not top of the league.
It's not. But again, there's no shame in taking an L to Rosie the Riveter and the homage to the Whale. There's no shame in that.
Not in the least. Very well done, NWHL.
100%, dude.
I think this is probably the best league we've dove into.
The Discovery, yeah, dude.
CFL had a couple wins, but for the most part, I think we left disappointed.
Yeah, and they had
Blue Bombers.
they had some egregious offenders though.
Yes,
But
I mean, seriously, our biggest gripes, is just an incomplete uniform.
That's it.
I mean, everything else is thought. If you want to get your gear freaks on your side, put some thought into your uniforms.
It's just effort.
So I might be buying one of these sweaters.
I was gonna say I got to figure out the Whale roster now.
It just sucks that we missed the season.
I don't
know when they're going to start over, but
when they do,
I'm paying attention next season
just
for sure.
A couple of fans,
absolutely, 1,000%. All right, so, oof, just popped over to Twitter. 3-0. Flyers are down. Sorry, guy.
We're so bad.
Sorry,
We're playing
dude.
the worst team in hockey, too.
Yeah. Speaking of Buffalo, oof.
Right.
All right. So it's time to finish off Gear Madness.
Here we go.
So when we last left, I think we were down to the Elite Eight, right?
Yep.
Big, huge matchup between the Sharks and the Devs. It brings us down to our final four. Come on. Our final four, the pot. No. Stop.
Cooperate.
It was the Stros,
Yep.
the 10 seed, eking all the way through against the Devs, the number 2 seed.
In the NHL.
Poking through, they got up and over the Sharks.
Yep.
And then we had the Creamsicle Bucks
Out of the NFL region.
Out of the NFL
they
region.
were the 3 seed.
Taking on the number 8 seed Denver Nuggets throwbacks.
The Skylines, dude. The number 8. We had a number 8 and a 10 making
in the
the final four. No 1 seed.
No 1 seed. Which I'm surprised at least one seed didn't get through.
Same.
Because they were all strong.
Yeah.
But the Devs got hot at the right time.
They did, dude. They did. You're hot. And they had some tough matchups, too.
They did. Like, Twitter showed up for every matchup except for their Final Four matchup in the finals. So, just spoilers. The Bucks throwbacks, the Creamsicles, took on the Devs in the finals.
Yep.
And it's all done. We are through. It's over.
Officially wintertime, people.
But Twitter showed up for everything but the Final Four. And like when I looked at the numbers for the Final Four, I'm like, they might be done. Like, no one showed up to vote. Like if Instagram, like if they lose on Instagram, they're done.
Right.
I mean, thankfully they got all the votes on Twitter and they poked through to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, because I already won the bracket challenge, go me.
Hey.
And there was no way no one could overtake me.
Right.
And I picked the Sharks over the Devs, although technically I had the Flames. So that matchup didn't matter. Like my pick was already gone. I was like, well, my squad is here.
All I have left is to root for the win, root for the championship.
Might as well, right?
Yeah,
like,
dude.
There's nothing wrong with getting behind them here.
Fuck no, of course you want the squad to win.
So they did.
Yo!
They won the whole thing.
Holy shit!
They somehow took down the Creamsicle Bucks.
Yo!
I think it was close. It was the opposite way on Instagram.
Okay.
5-3 on Instagram. 5-0 on Twitter.
Wow.
So the Devils pull out the win. The voting, people definitely got tired of our shit.
I noticed voting did. It did on IG too. It slowed down a little bit. But hey, I think it's a very deserving win. Congrats to you, obviously, of course.
Now I don't have to buy any gear. I already got it.
You got the chance. I know. Now I'm like, oh, fuck, man. I got to buy something Devils now. Which isn't a bad thing because I've always respected you guys' shit. I love the final matchup that we got.
It's beautiful.
It's so cool, dude.
It's because even though the Devs were a 2 seed, they're kind of an underdog. Mm-hmm. They ran up against the Flames.
Yeah. The Sharks.
Who everybody had.
Yes.
And they ran up against the Sharks, who were, that's a strong 1 seed. I could have seen them winning the whole damn thing.
Could have been the 1 overall seed, you know?
I think you said it best, like, at the beginning, though. Whoever comes out of hockey is, like...
They're going to earn it.
And they did.
Yeah.
And they put up a fight, or the Creamsicles put up a fight. They just didn't have enough when it came down to it.
Crazy, man. Crazy. I'm stoked, though. I was hoping, I'm like, okay, out of the final 4 we got, I wanted either Creamsicles and Devs or the Nuggets and the gas stations.
Yeah, you don't want one or the other.
Yeah, like, let's not get, like, Astros and Creamsicles here or whatever. Like, you either want, like, okay, the heavy hitters that are left or the 8 and the 10 in the final would be like, okay, which underdog is going to... Yeah. I love the way it worked out, man.
And I also think it's cool that the throwbacks went huge in this tournament.
Yes.
But in the end, a current won.
It did. And that's what... It's so funny, man, because the Devils have had... And it just shows if you've got a great look, just keep it.
Yeah.
Because you guys had phenomenal gear for the longest time. Dude.
Yeah, man.
And it's never tweaked. You know, you had the green, the Christmases back in the day, but they've come back now like they become darlings. The reverse retros, like I think those are sweet.
Yeah.
you've had, your typical home roads have been the same for years. It never been
well,
if you want
to tweak the stripe a little,
yeah, of
cool.
course.
Tweak the shoulders or something, also cool.
Yeah.
Maybe tweak the numbers on the back or something, cool.
Yep.
But for the most part, the design has been the same.
It needs to be that way. Please
because
don't
it's elite level.
It is,
as proven by Gear Madness.
Exactly, dude. And to put it together ourselves, be our own selection committee.
Yeah,
you
man.
Know what I mean? Clark gave us a hand, and Rob was in for a little bit, which was nice. And then having the pitchforks come out when we
yes,
when we
that was awesome.
Off, I was like, this is fucking great.
Yes,
and seeing the way it unfolded, man, it with having an 8 and a 10 seed make it all the way to the Final Four, no ones. This was awesome, man.
It was
I can't
beautiful.
wait. I can't wait till whatever route we go for Gear Madness 2022.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out some stuff because I feel like we're on the right path with the 4 majors.
Yeah,
I feel like that's kind of where we're gonna stay.
Yeah,
and then the not invited trash is
where we'll go off the reservation a little bit.
And the bubble teams will have a good shot. There are some things to consider for next year. Because now we have the not invited trash, and I feel like we have to have something for the teams that kind of come through on that.
Right.
So we'll talk about that off air.
Oh,
but
yeah.
the not invited trash is getting put together if you want to voice your opinion on what gets seeded, because that's where we're at now.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'm just going to seed myself.
Yeah.
Phrasing.
So get in the...
Clark wants a soccer bracket. We talked about maybe doing a World Cup style footy bracket. But first, we got to get Corey on board with some footy kits.
Can we limit it to a 10-minute episode? Because your boy won't have a whole lot to contribute there. No, I could just be the guy that judges strictly on gear and be unbiased because I don't have a horse in the race in hockey.
Well, eventually, we got to do like an MLS episode anyway.
No, of course,
full dive.
Kits. Kit talk.
Yes. It's going to be good times.
Yeah,
I think we've dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's.
Yeah, dude. Big shout out to the New Jersey Devils, our inaugural Gear Madness Bracket Tournament champion. It feels fitting, though, for a number of reasons.
Yeah.
They're your squad, like we said, they made it through a fucking buzzsaw in that NHL region, and they made it through the Creamsicle Bucks, which were a powerhouse, too.
Look at this hit list. The Bucks in the finals. The Sharks in the Final Four. The Flames in the Elite 8. Or is that the Sweet 16?
Yeah, no, it was Elite 8 because those were the last 2.
The Winnipeg Jets throwbacks. Okay.
Dude, it's funny because I was actually thinking about it, and I had a hunch.
And that they destroyed the Ducks.
I thought that the Creamsicles would win.
I thought so too. I picked them to win. That's why I called my bracket the Creamsicles.
Dude, yeah, and like I had them won when we did the top 10. They're my favorite jerseys of all time in any sport. And I full disclosure, I voted for them. Like, well, I can't not. I'm a hypocrite if I don't.
I would have if they weren't up against the Devs.
Right. But like there was part of me on the inside that was like, man, I don't have a horse in the race. I love both gear. I was pulling for the Devs in a way because they're your squad. And I was like, how fucking cool would that be if one of our teams won?
Yeah.
And if mine got bounced early, you still had a horse in the race. I had a feeling that Creamsicle was probably going to win, but holy shit.
The Devs showed out.
Yeah, dude. They earned it. On
that note, so very interactive for the Gear Madness. Again, be on the lookout for Not Invited Trash Tournament. That's coming out. I'm gonna handle most of the work there and just kind of put it out. But join the Discord if you want to get in on that conversation. Legion is Stupid or ask for a link.
Yes.
An idea that we were kicking around before we went on air.
Yeah.
We won't get too deep here, but a gear draft.
That is happening at some point.
That will happen sometime this coming month. We're thinking about doing it off show
in the Discord.
Yeah, and just kind of we'll figure out the logistics of it.
Yeah,
and then we'll do it just on Discord.
Yep,
and then we'll report on it the following Monday.
We'll do an episode on it or whatever. You're right, on the air and talk everybody through it. But if you want to get in it and you want to participate in the draft, the best way to do it is get in the Discord. Which the best way to do that? Hit us up at Gear Freaks Pod on IG and Twitter. We'll get you in there.
So basically, join the Discord, and as I'm going to be putting the question out and probably pin the question to see how many people want to be involved.
Yeah.
So we can kind of decide on when, and we can start framing it,
parameters
and figuring
whatnot.
out the hows and whens and whys.
Dude.
So if you want in on that, also of course repsports.com, REPP sports.com.
Boom.
Use promo code STUPID when you're checking out, 15% off. And look, I'm just saying, it might help you boys.
Exactly. We help you. We're here to talk gear with you, and we appreciate you coming to talk with us. Do yourself a favor. Get yourself through the day with some Raz Energy. It's going to help. Trust me.
That's the thing. It helps you more than it helps us anyway.
Right. Exactly.
I mean,
help us help you, though.
Yes. And okay, let's run down Winnipeg Blue Bombers. You suck.
Junk. 1 seed trash forever.
Oh my God. I can't wait.
I started to go after them on IG, and they don't.
Just say something.
They're the worst.
Grow a pair.
That's what it is, dude. Just be adults.
And go, look, I get it.
We know Americans are typically more abrasive than Canadians. We get it, but at least acknowledge it, man.
Be like, hey, buddy, thanks for tweeting at us, boss.
We're sorry we have so much gold.
You don't want to come on the show? Cool. Just say that.
Middle finger emojis.
Hey, we'll pass.
Yep.
You want to be nice about it? No thanks, buddy.
That's it.
Cool.
And we'll leave you alone and we'll move on to someone else.
Yeah. It won't be the Los Angeles Extreme, even though they deserve it.
I was going to say them, Florida Tuskers,
oh,
but
God.
Oh, wait, we can't.
Yeah, you don't exist anymore. You guys suck. Almost as bad as Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Almost.
It was so bad you gotten rid of.
Although the entirety of the FCF could probably still get a punch in the face. Because they're terrible.
How did people select those? Man. All 4 of them. They were the chosen ones.
We just went.
They were the Jeff Jarretts of that.
It can be done right.
Yeah.
The NWHL just showed us.
Oh, they killed it. Even the worst one's not bad.
They destroyed it.
Whereas the FCF, the best one, isn't really good either.
It's just
okay,
fine.
It's the complete opposite of the NWHL in every way.
Good Lord, you all suck.
Straight trash, homie.
So, where's my thing? Let's get out of here. I think we're whale fans.
We are SUCKAS!
SUCKAS!